I was going to go easy on you, not to hurt your feelings.
You f***ing irritate the shit out of me!
I'm only going to get this one chance. It's just a feeling I've got, like something's about to happen, but I don't know what.
All I hear, go get the money, so I go get it. Hate means I do something.
Hey, what's going on, peeps? Good to see you. Welcome to Gap Sell Keenan, number 40. This is where you are watching a real live sales call. This is real, 100%. It's a real salesperson who wants to sell me or my company something, and they have to do it live here on LinkedIn. And if they find a problem that I have, I or my company, we will buy. But if not, they have to subject themselves to my critique, criticism, and constructive feedback. So you guys know the routine. Let's see if they can make this happen. Let's see if I'm going to buy something today. So let's bring in our next contestant, our salesperson. Let's bring in Mr. David Campbell. Welcome, David. How you doing, baby?
Doing good. LinkedIn, soon to be YouTube. What's going on?
Yes.
Let's get into this. Thanks
All
for
right,
having me on, Keenan. I'm excited.
Good. Hey, I'm going to do you a solid first. Why don't you take 1 minute to sort of tell me what you do, right? So at least I have some context, what you do, et cetera, and then away you go.
Yep. So I'm going to be quick. Venture HR, we're a leading PEO, and what makes us different from our competitors is through this initial discovery call, I get to decide myself, along with Keenan, whether it's the full PEO services that we need that include payroll, HR, workers' comp benefits, or maybe we scale back benefits or the services to just include payroll and technology, or maybe we throw in the HR person in there because Keenan's a fireball and who knows what's going to happen. So that's Venture HR. So to get started, Keenan, I know HR ties in closely with company culture and vision. So can you start out by telling me about your company's vision and how culture plays into that?
Vision. So when you say my company's vision, what do you mean by that?
What's your company statement? Where are you looking to go? Sort of.
All right. So we want to be the go-to revenue generating, revenue improvement organization in the world. When people think about growing or improving their revenue, sales revenue primarily, but probably someday marketing as well, they think, oh snap, we need to call a sales guy.
Yep. So I'm sure you know your people are very important in getting you there. So how does culture play into your vision today?
Culture's everything, right? Culture's everything. And so if you don't have a culture that drives the behaviors that you believe are essential to getting you to where you want to go and create an environment that people want to participate, that all gets everybody working on the same page and heading in the right direction, then it doesn't work. So I'm not exactly sure your question, to be honest with you.
No, that was a good answer. And in my mind, HR and culture tie in very similar. They're interchangeable words. So my next question, how is HR being currently handled at your company?
Through Brady, my COO.
Okay, through your COO. Mm-hmm. She handles all of it?
I think so. What's all of it?
Payroll.
Okay,
onboarding.
So no, our payroll's with ADP.
Okay, perfect. So we'll just go right into it then. I want us to really go through each of the we're going to go through the full life cycle of your employees and talk about each of the stages that they may be in. And I'll ask certain questions around each stage and just want to hear your response and learn about the processes there. So starting out with recruiting, when you're hiring, how are you searching and sourcing your candidates?
Well, I use my social media presence. So Brady gives me a link to a form, I believe, or I think it's a form, and she's just usually changed it. And then we use HireVue. So the people have to go out and do a hire view. And if they pass the hire view, then they meet with Brady. And if they get past Brady, then if depending what it is, it's usually salespeople. They get past her, they meet one of my internal salespeople, and then they eventually get to me. And if they get through me, then we make them an offer.
Okay. So is Brady sort of filtering, sort of screening to make sure personalities match before it gets to you?
Yes.
Or is that sort of your call? Okay.
No, that Brady screens for that up front. We start the screening process through the hire view.
Okay. That's the employee assessment technology.
Yeah. Okay. So no, it's not employee assessment. It's basically a video. So they have to answer a certain number of questions on video as part of the application process. Okay.
I've heard of that before. So have you ever been in the situation where you've made a hire and after the hire, it hasn't been the right fit?
Of course. Yeah. Everybody does.
Okay. So, when you get to that stage, what's the impact on your organization?
We end up having to let them go, and everything slows down, right? I mean, we don't have 100 people, so a salesperson can be anywhere between 25 and 50% of our entire sales staff. So, right? So yeah, it's painful. Slows.
How quickly from when you realize that they're not the right fit to the fire typically is the timeline?
I give people a lot of time, probably longer than I should. So I don't know, 90 to 180 days sometimes. Just depends.
Okay. And along the way, are you tracking on your end the goals they're not hitting? You're documenting everything, preparing them for a proper termination on your end? Are you covering yourself and your business there?
I don't know. What's a proper termination?
Well, yeah. So proper termination, wrong terminology there, but are you documenting along the way the necessary steps, the slip ups, and are you discussing it with the employees along the way to see if they can correct it?
Yeah. We're always trying to work with them along the way. I mean, we're a very coaching oriented company here. So there's no surprise when people let go. Like they're not at their numbers. We're having constant coaching sessions there. We use exec vision. And so, there's so much coaching going on in this organization. They know right from the get-go if things aren't working. They know if it's getting worse, if it's getting better.
Okay. And where are you storing the files currently as it relates to issues with those employees? Is it run out of your CRM?
Google Drive? No, it's Google Drive or Dropbox or,
Okay.
It'll be sitting inside of inside Exec Vision, just wherever the coaching is done.
Okay, out of the coaching. So going back into the onboarding process, when you're making that hire, I'm assuming Brady handles all the onboarding process. Brady handles all the onboarding.
Okay, here's the deal. So I've said this to people in the past, and it's been 7 minutes, right? And you've been asking these questions. You're asking a shitload of process questions. And I've told people in the past, and I don't mind, I love process questions, and I don't mind if you lead with process questions, but if you ask more than 2 or 3 process questions and don't get me rooted in a problem, you're starting to lose me. And so you're starting to lose me because you're asking me basically to describe all these processes in my business, and I'm doing it in hopes that you're going to find something, but you haven't got me focused on a problem. And so I'm bored now. Like, I got to go. Like, I'm not here to give you my whole breakdown of how I do this and how I do that. So don't abandon process questions, but you better get to a problem pretty damn quick so that I'm like, I know why he's asking these process questions because I said I don't like this or this is the problem, and he's trying to figure out how I can fix it. Without the problem, I'm now just sitting in your melees of questions, and I'm like, why are we doing this? Let's go. Find a problem.
Yep. So I did get stuck on process questions, and I missed a problem I could have dove into there. So going back to when you've had to fire employees after a termination, have you ever had a lawsuit from an employee?
No. We're too small.
Perfect.
We don't I think
that's good.
there's only been one person in my 10 years that we let go. And I'm not even sure we let him go. I think he just realized the writing on the wall, and I think he may have left.
So it was only one employee?
Yeah.
You had to terminate? Okay.
Yeah.
And he was the only employee in the company's history that has also left the company?
Oh, no. Come on. We're 10 years old, right? So this year, yay for us. So no. I mean, we've had all kinds of people leave, but no one's been terminated.
Well, when an employee leaves, do you go into an exit interview to learn about why they're leaving?
No.
You try not to. So walk me through that. When an employee leaves, are you looking to learn anything about why they're leaving?
I mean, I suppose we should, and I like the idea of exit interviews, but I guess if I had to decide why I haven't, look, we're still pretty small and we're starting to grow pretty quick. There's so much shit we're trying to get done that we can't get to. I don't know that we have the time to take the feedback from someone exiting and go, another initiative. You know what I mean? Like, we don't hire that many people. Not that many people leave that often. And so I guess right or wrong, I'm just like, I don't know that I'd be able to do anything with what they said anyways. And again, because we're so small, everybody's so intimate, everybody works together, everybody knows everybody. People know the things they're struggling with, beforehand. So maybe I'm in the dark, maybe I'm not. But again, we're small, we're small. Everybody knows what's going on. Okay.
So you mentioned that you don't have time and there's a lot of focus on other initiatives. So possibly it sounds like having an HR assistant that can handle those exit interviews on your behalf may be of use to you.
Okay, so everybody pay attention. Everybody listening right here, pay attention. You didn't hear a word I just said. Because I said that the value of the reason I don't do exit interviews is I just don't realize or believe I can do anything with the information I get from them because it's just another initiative that I have to instigate. So having someone else do them did not solve the issue or the reason I'm not doing them. I'm not doing them because if someone says, you know what, I really didn't think that a sales guy provided enough, I'm making shit up, enough coaching support, even though we do coaching or XYZ, and it would be really great if they did this. Okay, you know what? She's right. Brady does do exit interviews, but she's right. But I don't know that I have the time or energy to create a new initiative in the company every time someone leaves because I don't like something. Do you see what I'm saying? So that's what I don't do. But now Brady just texts me, and she does do exit interviews. So there you go.
Okay.
Yeah. So look, I learned something new about my own company. We do them.
Well, that's good that we could help you learn something there.
Yeah, that's good. But regardless, even because remember, you're selling to my perception, right? So what you didn't hear, and this was important, guys, when you're doing discovery, you gotta listen. You literally just turned around and said, well, it sounds like we might be able to help you with this, as if I said I didn't have the time to do it. They were really important to me and I couldn't get to them, and I'm concerned I'm missing out on something. That would have been a good response. But it's like you didn't hear a word I said because it had nothing to do with my time to do them. It had everything to do with I didn't think I could do anything with the information. So I go through this whole thing and be told all this stuff that I can't change anyways.
Yep. Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm just looking here. I'm looking at everybody here. Those of you who are watching, I hope you're paying attention to that. All right, man. Keep going, David. Keep going.
So let's talk about compliance.
Let's talk about compliance, my favorite word.
So you're onboarding employees, or Brady is, through paperwork. You're expanding into new states. You expanded into California a year or two ago with a new employee. Brady, was able to find everything that she needed to handle. When you did the evaluation with the other two companies, did you discover anything new that made you not feel confident about your compliance?
No, I don't think so. Okay. Let me give you a hint here, my man. Now we're 12 minutes in. Okay, you got to be a problem finder, David.
Yep.
What problems, specific business problems, are you trying to solve for me right now? Do you want to find that I have? What do you want me to say I have so that I'd be like, oh yeah, that's a problem, or holy shit, that is a problem. Can you help me? What do you want to find?
I want to find gaps in your business that can leave you open to lawsuits down the line as it relates to your employees.
Okay. So what would those look like?
Figure out creative ways
Stop figuring out. Don't go to Future State. Do not go to Future State. Do not talk about figuring out. Don't bring me a solution. Just stay in the problems. So if you want to find whatever you called it that can cause lawsuits down the road, what are they?
So it was in a lot of the questions that I was going through before of seeing if there's been events that have happened around those questions.
What events? What events?
So employees suing you after termination or during
termination. So that one's off the table. Go another one.
That's good. During recruitment, you may have said something wrong because right when you enter an interview process, you're opening yourself up to a lawsuit. With anything
so go there. What could I have said wrong? Well, me or Brady or anybody could have said wrong.
So you're a very candid person, and people can misinterpret things the wrong way, and so that's why I started asking, who is screening for personality fits at your company to make sure that they can enter into an environment that they can survive in, and that there's nothing that can open you up to future lawsuits because it's not a right fit from the employee, and it sounds like you do have that secured. So from a lot of the questions I'm asking, it doesn't sound like you have too many gaps in your business as it relates to the employment practices and HR issues around there. And my job as a business consultant is to enter these conversations, not to try to sell my
Stop. I don't want to hear like my job. I don't give a shit. That's bullshit. Come on, David, you got to do better than that. That's just jibber jabber. It's my job as a consultant. I know. But let's go here, David. What about when somebody quits from a different state and they want Cobra, or they want to understand what their what's the word? What their, not say rights, but what they're entitled to by that state. So how does what do you call that shit? Unemployment work for them? Or how does Cobra work for them? Or what right do they have to Cobra or not Cobra? Blah blah blah. What about all that stuff?
So at your company, is Brady in charge of all that right now?
Yep.
And do you feel confident in her ability to handle?
Don't ask me. That's a self-diagnosing question. I'm not gonna sit there, especially on TV.
Try to stay away from those.
Flip it. That's a self-diagnosis question. Flip it.
So walk me through your current process. If that was to occur, what plans and risk mitigation processes do you have in place to help those employees that have left? Any?
So we offer them what we're supposed to offer them. So we offer them Cobra, right? If they quit and they want to keep the health insurance, we offer them Cobra. We do whatever we're supposed to do legally and whatever we can do personally.
How is that handled? Brady just sends them to your benefit broker at ADP? No,
we don't. I don't think we have a benefit broker at ADP. I think they do just our payroll.
They're separate?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't even think we have HR through them. Looking at my notes here.
Yeah, it sounded like you just had payroll with ADP, outside benefit broker, and then 401k was something lacking.
Okay. So look, I'm gonna help you out here. You're missing it. You're completely missing it. Look at Brady, who's on fire. We know exactly why they're leaving. All right, Brady's got this down, obviously. Listen, you're missing it. Here's a problem that I had recently. Okay, we had somebody leave. You said it earlier. You said something about you've hired people in California. You've hired people in Pennsylvania. Hired people. Like, we have people all over the country, right?
Yep.
Every state law is different, right? So we had someone recently leave, and they went to a new place that wasn't offering health insurance. They left amicably. It was no issue. Just found a better job, right? And so they wanted to be able to keep Cobra. Well, in either our state or their state, there was some weird things around it. And at the end of the day, because either the size of our company or something, they weren't necessarily entitled to Cobra they had some other type of thing. Brady did most of the work that ruled how they got to keep the health insurance. I'm butchering it, right? But my point being is Brady spent an inordinate amount of fucking time trying to figure out this law or trying to figure out how this works. And she kept reaching out to our broker and our what do you call it? Our health insurance broker to say, well, how does this work? And how do I get him this? And it's about to run out. And how long does he have it for? She did all this fucking work because there was no expert on, right? So I need you as the salesperson to be anticipating, based on the size of my company, where the people work, etc., what problems you can get me to admit to or you think I'm having way faster than you did. It's been 20 minutes, and basically I had to tell you an HR problem we have. Yeah. Literally, like I had to tell you because you couldn't find it, and you almost gave up. You're like, well, I don't think we have one, and it's my job to be it's my job to be a consultant and not try to keep that stuff out. People understand it. Like we're in the show me economy, not the tell me economy. I hate it when people tell me their intentions. They tell me what they're trying to do. Don't fucking tell me what you're trying to do. Just show me, and I'll see it. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't telling me is taking time away from showing me. Does that make sense? Yeah. Right. So that's the biggest challenge for us, I believe, is really just navigating all of the different laws. Okay, here's another example. We had somebody, we had Mr. HR guy. We had another person who left because of no, thank God it's not terminal, because of a chronic illness, right? Now she went public with it, so I'm not saying anything that that's, how do you say, HIPAA related, whatever. Yeah. She went public with it. So, but in that same vein, Brady spent countless hours trying to understand how we could take care of her, what disability was available to her through her particular state, what we were liable for from a disability perspective, how that's all structured. Because we felt horrible and didn't want to just, cut them off, but we're a small company. We can't keep getting their salary forever. So we were trying to navigate that whole thing. And Brady spent countless hours trying to figure that out so that we could take care of this person as best as possible. It's another example. You missed all this shit. Like, that's your job. Your job is to find out or assume this type of company, this size, with people in these specific areas, what problems do I think they're having?
Yeah. And thanks for leading me there with where your problems are. Because it sounds like different states and needing guidance around those state laws and as it relates to all the aspects of your business, or whether it's hiring or firing or as it relates to benefits. It sounds like you trying to take care of your employees is very important to you in the long run, even if they're no longer able to stay with you as employees.
Yes. Come on, man. Look, I may be a loudmouth and shit like that, but employees, and I keep looking over here because we've lost the stream in my end, so I can't see what people are asking or saying. But yeah, man, look, I do my best to take care of my people as best I can. We're small. Like if I were an Amazon, man, people would be making bank down there and they'd be getting stock options, even be working in the warehouse. Like I love taking care of people, right? But it's hard sometimes. Again, I don't know everything, And so Brady does a lot of footwork around that.
Yeah. And it sounds like Brady could even use some assistance and on her side with HR help and a resource to go to. Potentially.
Potentially. I mean, I don't know when this is going to happen again. Like here, Brady's so good. I don't know why LinkedIn is messing with me so bad, so I don't see new comments. I have to keep refreshing. So sorry, everybody, and sorry to you, David, if you think I'm ignoring you. But Brady had a good point 2 minutes ago. She goes, our state passed a new law in January that didn't allow this person to keep Cobra, but it was because it was such a new law, our broker was lost as well. Right? So that's something she spent all this time, right? She even Brady's trying to ask us how many different states we have staff located in, right? Like, so how do we keep up on changing state to state employment laws, right? Like Brady's doing this for you, right?
Yep.
You see, is your business planning to grow? Yes, our business is planning to grow, right? Do you plan on hiring more people in other places? How are you going to keep up with this HR shit? David, you came in with some very narrow definition or set of ideas or problems you were trying to solve that probably someone at your company put in your head on a piece of paper and told you to go from, right?
I think I did too much prior research on you and knocked out too many other questions that I wouldn't normally do on a call. That put me in this hole of asking too specific of questions to try to drill out a specific problem, because I saw the areas the other reps were going to, and they weren't able to find anything. So I probably drilled myself into the hole there.
Yeah, but what I think. Okay, watch this. Everybody, pay attention. Here's the big one. Here's the big one. I'm going to help this cat out. So those of you paying attention, what problems did you think I possibly could have before you got on this call?
Problems being not currently today, but
you didn't know. Let's keep it real. I'm watching your face, and you look up and to the right, and you were thinking. That question was very specific. What problems did you think I had? And you should have been able to say, I thought you had bang, 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 and bang. Before you got on this call, did you know right down of a clear idea of what problems you thought I had that you wanted to go find right away?
I didn't have the problems. I was hoping to look for the problems instead of knowing the problems to look for on the
Do not combine the two. David, this is going to be, I think, one of the best teaching moments for everybody watching, even though you're getting filleted. Dude, don't combine the two, right? So It's like a scavenger hunt, right? You have to know what you're looking for. Just because you don't have to assume let me rephrase it. You can assume I have it, but then you got to go look for it and get me to validate it. You can't say, I'm going to assume nothing, so I just want to find what your problem is. Then what are you looking for? Literally, what are you looking for? I want you to imagine an Easter egg hunt, but I don't tell you you're looking for Easter eggs. What are you going to come back with? You're going to come back with some rocks. You're going to come back with some leaves. You're going to come back with all kinds of shit. I'm like, is this it? Is this it? Is it? That a problem? No, you should know what problems you solve, right? And then you should say, okay, because of the size of the company and the fact they got employees all over the place, and because there's only a handful of them, this idea of exit interviews is a fucking joke. I mean, how many people do you think we have leave the company? Like, really, do you honestly think that I would buy a software on exit interviews when I maybe have one person leave a year? No,
I was trying to get to HR professional help.
Yeah, but that's HR professional help, my friend, is a solution. That's a solution. Stop getting with the solution. You got to stick in the problem. So had you said, you know what, they might have issues of not understanding HR law. They might have, because they're tiny, there's no HR person there, and they have people in different states. So they might have issues with understanding all the different states. Now, if I don't, no big deal. But you asked it, then you move to the next one. Do you see what I'm saying? Then you went on the legal one. I mean, I guess you can go. Look, I don't care if you got them wrong, but at least you had them written down, or at least you had them in your head that said, I'm going to try to find these problems because I think they might have these problems. If I get him to say he has these problems, then I can ask the process questions, right? So Keenan, because you don't understand the laws, have you ever had somebody leave? Have you had an issue inside the organization where you spent a lot of time trying to figure it out? Yeah. Okay. Tell me more about that. Right?
Yep.
How much time did Brady spend on it? Is that her only job? No. And I can tell you, did she say anything right? She's probably freaking out, but she's like, yeah, this is crazy. So you got to understand that. And everybody listening, when you get on a call to do a discovery, you had better know what problems you're looking for ahead of time. Every time I get on a call, I know damn right well what problems I'm looking for. I'm looking for a decline in revenue. I'm looking for long sales cycles. I'm looking for low conversion rates. I'm looking for long conversion rates, low conversion rates, low win rates, long sales cycles, not making quota. You know what I'm saying? Poor negotiating. I'm looking for all of that type of stuff. And they start admitting to that stuff. I know what to go and what to do. Right? I know ahead of time.
Yep.
I only solve so many problems, dog. So you got to understand what problems you solve. Did you do a pick?
A what?
Did you read the book?
Yeah, I read the book.
Okay. Did you do a pick?
And I listened to it about 2 months back preparing for this. So,
so what's a pick?
I don't know that part.
The problem identification chart?
Oh, okay.
Did you do one?
Nope, because
Big
it was
miss.
audiobook. I know. But
Big miss.
when it's audiobook, it's you have to go out there and get on the website. So
yeah, you do.
something
But that's
that I need
still,
to
I
do.
mean, look, if I'm in your shoes, not only would I do a pick, I'd turn into my company and say, hey, guys, you know what? We should do this. Do we know what business problems we solve? Do we know what root causes that exist with these business problems? Do we know the impact of them? Like, let's get all that on paper and let's arm our salespeople to go out and be able to find this shit. Right?
Yep.
So, all right. So hold on. I'm going to try to refresh this one more time because this freaking LinkedIn is killing me. See what people have to say. And then, so here's my take. You did it. No, I'm not going to judge you. You did it. You came on, you worked hard. I appreciate it. Tell me, what was your biggest takeaway?
Notes to my diagnostic process for myself. That was my biggest takeaway. But for your company, the biggest takeaway was you guys are expanding into more states. So you guys need some assistance of making sure you're secured and able to operate in each of those states compliantly, and having a resource to talk to make sure you understand everything you're getting into.
Yeah. So there you go. So I'm going to go to need. I'm going to give you, unless she says no, because I'm going to watch her here. I'm going to wait. Okay. So if she says no, so you just by dumb luck are going to get a chance to talk with Brady. Brady will be the decision maker on this.
Okay. Perfect.
My feeling is that we need a resource that when we find ourselves in these situations, somebody we can call to walk us through. Walk us through what's going on, what we need to do, and in some cases do the work for us, right? Like, okay, I'll go fill out this form, or we'll do this or we'll do that. So I believe we probably need that. Okay. So if you get the sale, you just got it because you just got lucky in timing. And by the way, everybody, this is how 80% of most sales get done. With all due respect, David, I love you, but David did not make this sale. David just happened to call me and get on at a time where we went through this not too long ago. We've been thinking we probably need to get this done. So I'm going to give him a chance to talk to Brady and see if he can close it. But he didn't make it happen. By no sense of the imagination did he make it happen. And that's how most of you get your sales done. You just have time and you don't even know if the timing's right. If I wasn't aware of this, or Brady and I didn't think it was that big of an issue, and he asked the type of questions he's asking now, he never would have got us to think it's a big deal. Oh shit, I think I'm late to my next call. Hold on a second. I'm gonna get
Keenan, I just want to say, I just want to say I disagree with you there. I was asking the wrong questions, but we ended up at the path I wanted us to end up at, of you stating that realization. So I stayed away from the other questions that our company actually handles, benefits, 401k that others got stuck on. So we actually came to a similar agreement. I don't want to ruin our future conversations by being too abrasive there.
It's nothing you did, right? Like there's nothing you did.
So I was answering. I chose the wrong questions, but we got there in the end.
Because I'm coaching you. Because I coached you. If I wasn't in a coaching capacity, if this was a normal sales call and I'm not the type of person to coach people, we wouldn't have got there.
Yeah, that's true.
That's what I'm trying to say. So, yeah, we did get there, and you can pat yourself on the back if you want, but it's an artificial pat on the back.
Not patting myself on the back, right? Because I got a lot to learn from this.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to say. You may get the sale, but it's not because of anything you did in your selling process. And if it was, I tell you. So here's my last piece, and I guess I got clients waiting for me, so I got to go. But here's what I'm going to tell you. You could stand to be a little more coachable. There's a sense of defensiveness in you. And I'm coaching you right now. I'm not judging you. I'm not telling you you're a bad salesperson. I'm not telling you you're shitty. Your approach was shitty. Notice I'm just coaching, right?
Yep.
And so to be good at coaching, you should be open to the coaching and recognize that it's not about you as a person. It's about the things you're doing. And I use the example all the time. I am a mogul skier. I'm 53 years old. I want to be the best mogul skier I possibly can be. And I'm constantly taking feedback. And rarely, if ever, do I say, well, yeah, but I was trying to do this. Or, yeah, but I did really well over there. Or, did you see my run before? No, fuck that. I'm like, okay, even my 10-year-old daughter, she's like, Dad, keep your damn hands up. I'm like, God, did I drop them again? Show me where they were. She goes, Dad, they were here. Okay, do you have any drills that can help me get them up? Yeah, do this and pretend to tap on the bump. And I go do it. I don't explain myself. I don't defend myself for anything. And watch this video and watch how much you don't do it a lot, but watch the times you do it. And anytime you're doing that, you're shutting yourself down to coaching. Brian, David, I said several times, I love you. I'm proud of you. I did that so you would know it's not about you. It's about how you're doing what you're doing. And I'm trying to coach you so you can improve on that. And when you're in the mode of defending, only partial or tiny bits of that coaching get through. Okay?
I hear you. Yep.
All right, everybody, listen, I literally have about 50 people sitting on a call. I love all you guys. I hope this was great. If you want to join me on Gap Sell Keenan, then hit me up here. Text me here. I will get you on. David, we will get you plugged into Brady, give you a chance to sell to her and see if you can make it happen. And everybody else, you know what I'm going to say. Until next time, peace. I'm out.
All I hear, go get the money. So I go get it. Hate means I